Hey there, seekers and shapeshifters, healers and expanders. Welcome to the Embodied Spirit Uncensored. I'm Nicole D'Alessandro, and I am here to guide you through an in-depth experience like no other, channeled from higher wisdom through me directly to you. This is a place for those who dare to delve deeper, who crave transformation beyond the conventional, and who are ready to embrace the mystical union of science and spirit. Here at the Embodied Spirit, we don't just scratch the surface, we dive into the very depths of existence. Prepare to be challenged, to change, and to elevate into a new version of yourself. We're inviting you into an entirely new world, a realm that extends far beyond your physical being. So if you're ready to transform your understanding and awaken to your true spirit, you're in the right place. Let's embark on this profound journey together. Hi there again, and welcome back. I cannot believe we are at episode 8. My name's Nicole D'Alessandro, and I am your host, and you are here listening to Embodied Spirit Uncensored. Today we're going to cover intentions. Most of us have heard about intentions. We all hear this saying of never underestimate the power of intentions, but what do intentions mean and what does it look like on a day-to-day practice? And that's what I'm hoping that I'll be able to cover with you today. For me, I like to think about setting intentions, or you might like to imagine yourself as though you're steering a car or you're out sailing your boat. And if you don't have a clear intention of where your direction is going, then you end up in no man's land, or you end up sailing around and not getting anywhere. Intentions, I feel, are a little bit like that. They're very powerful. They set us up for the day ahead, the moment, the presence that we are leaning in towards, and everything that happens in the universe around the energy, manifesting, consciousness, delving into darker components of self, learning to love all parts comes from intention. What are our best intentions? How do we want to show up in our day? And the sages of India observed thousands of years ago that our destiny is ultimately shaped by our deepest intentions and desires. In the classic Vedic text known as the Upanishads, they declare, you are what your deepest desire is. As is your desire, so is your intention. As your intention is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so is your destiny. So this is quite close to manifesting, setting intentions and aligning the frequency of vibration within self, deepening into those intentions is where manifesting comes from. So you might like to think of an intention as a directed impulse of consciousness that contains the seed form of that which you wish to create. And like real seeds, intentions can't grow if you hold on to them. So imagine yourself planting a seed and just suffocating it all day, sitting around, smothering the earth, stamping on it, overwatering it, doing all sorts of crazy things, fixating, not trusting that when you plant those seeds and you surrender and you tend to and you honor and you know that there's a potential that this coming to fruition might take time. And sometimes those intentions, even though they are coming from the best place, don't always land well. In the same way, when we sometimes plant seeds and we put our best efforts in to have the beautiful seed come to life, it doesn't always work out that way. However, if we put our best intentions forward, no matter what the outcome is, there tends to be a congruence within to know that you consciously put your best foot forward. So it's only when you release your intentions into the fertile depths of your consciousness they can grow and flourish. And intentions combined with detachment leads to the life-centered present moment awareness that creates joy and a sense of fulfilment. The power of intention is that you can use these principles of quantum physics to manifest the life you want. And with anything I talk about, language is so powerful, trying to get your head around it. Literally, there's a clue there. Sometimes intentions and manifesting and the whole process through quantum physics or through tapping into the universal frequency and calling it in isn't around just getting our head into the game. Yes, mindset's very powerful because we know that our thoughts create our reality. However, we have to feel the extension of that in our bodies, in our heart and in our guts and in our soul. So it's a continuous integration and working between the head, the heart and the gut. And intention lays the groundwork for the effortless, spontaneous, frictionless flow of pure potentiality seeking expression from the unmanifest to the manifest. So if you learn to harness the power of intention, you can create anything you desire. And the contradiction here, I say this often, you're going to hear it because there is that even though we create a life we want, when we come from deep within and we set our best intentions, often it does come from wanting something outside of ourselves. We want something, or we want a return, or we want an expression, or we want intimacy in a certain way. However, when you're able to embody your intentions and you know deep down inside that you have done the best you can, you've nurtured, you've tended to, you've led with your heart, you've learnt what you needed to learn, often you lose actually the emphasis on what the external outcome is. It doesn't matter so much. It becomes more about this flourishing within rather than something that's manifesting outside of ourselves. And once you can surrender in that moment, the things that we did want or the outcomes that we were hoping for through our intentions typically start to show up. And that's what surrender looks like. In yoga, we refer to setting intentions as a sankalpa, and it's a bit of a ritualistic process that often is working alongside a yoga nidra, which is a deep hypnagogic sleep. I'm not going to go into yoga nidra today, but sankalpa is the Sanskrit word for intention, and yogis refer to this san meaning to become one with, and kalpa means time and subconscious mind. So to become one with time and the subconscious mind is how we want to set an intention. We want to become aware. We want to become conscious of our subconscious, and we want to become one with, which for me means there is no time. You're in the presence of your expression. You're in the moment of, who am I showing up as now? How am I going to lead? What am I going to stand for in this moment? What do I hope the outcome will be? And for me, my intention doesn't change often. It's become very congruent with my vision and mission. And every morning when I set my intention in my meditation, or I'm in a yoga nidra, or I'm practicing a sankalpa, it's a statement around cultivating more peace, more openness, being a beacon of light, being a leader of compassion and equanimity and love, and walking beside people and finding intimacy in every exchange that I have with another human being or an animal or the sky or the breath. And that typically is unchanging for me now, because no matter what happens in my life externally, if my intentions are coming from that open-hearted, loving, compassionate, equanimous place, then joy is always around. It's always available to me. How you set your intentions will be up to you, but discovering your sankalpa or intention is a process of listening to your heartfelt desire, and it's already present. It's not anything you don't know, and waiting to be seen, or for it to be seen, heard and felt. And there's a process. And if you haven't practiced yoga nidra before, jump onto my email list, flick me an email and ask me for one. I do quite often share my yoga nidras, my guided yoga nidras that I've recorded. There are a few on Spotify or YouTube. I highly recommend you going on a journey and listening. There are a few variations to yoga nidras. However, they take you on this beautiful journey of unraveling, and it's quite a process where you'll learn to listen to your heartfelt desire, where it'll come to the surface, where your subconscious mind will become more available to you, and time will pause. You'll be in the presence of the now with your subconscious. You're going to become one with. So I highly recommend, if you've never tried a yoga nidra, please do. I teach yoga at Tamara Yoga in Perth and Bibra Lake, and we have a Claremont studio. Tamara and our team of yogis run beautiful yoga nidras. We've got recordings of them too, but there are some places that you will find in your community that specifically lead yoga nidras through meditation practices in community. So just go on a little bit of a curious insight and look into what that might mean for you if you've never experienced it, or try some different ones, because there is such a multitude of expressions of yoga nidras out there. And remember that you don't have to go wildly searching, because it's already there. And in my earlier episodes, I talked about going out in meditation, dissociative behaviors. And meditation is not a form of dissociation. It's the intention behind it that was leading me to want to leave my body. However, when we're setting intentions and we're sitting in our sankalpa and we're sitting in the process, it's very much an internal process where we get to transcend or ascend into our own self in a deeper way. Remember that your true nature is one of pure spirit. So carry the consciousness of your spirit wherever you go, and gently release your desires, and the universe will handle the details for you. And that's the true art of manifestation. So catching yourself in moments during the day, and obviously there are other processes. This is one of the steps in preparing to become more embodied in day-to-day life, is setting intentions. Values aligned, knowing your values and embodying the richness and the core of what fundamentally gets you out of bed in the morning is another great step in preparing for embodiment. And there are another few steps that I teach, but for now, I've just sort of shared a little bit about, getting really deeply embodied in your values. And there are so many ways around it. It's not simply just about sitting and thinking about the things that you love and things that you work with and, who you and your family structure is most important. It's not that simple, even though it is. There's a process to really integrating your values into your day-to-day experience and into your own sense of self. And intentions are the same. So remember that the more time you spend setting intentions and catching yourself in the day and like, well, how am I showing up? What am I showing up for? What am I not here for? What am I wanting to impart on a day-to-day basis? And where am I a bit impatient? Where am I showing up out of integrity? And maybe the reason why I'm showing up out of integrity, or I'm feeling frustrated in life or with the people around me, is because the intentions that I'm setting aren't clear. And the more successful that you become in setting intentions and achieving your desired outcomes, the more trust and faith you're going to have in your ability to manifest. And you'll start to see all of these little beautiful life forms sprout right before your eyes. And it's called metacognition. It's thinking about thinking. And so when I first start working with people, they are tired because they're starting to become aware of their intention setting process, how they show up in their day. They're thinking about their thinking. They're thinking about how others are thinking, and they're considering how those people are thinking and how it impacts them. So it can be quite tiresome as you shapeshift and change your habits on a day-to-day basis, because you are pruning and you are sifting out old neurons and you are replacing and refiring and rewiring. This is the true nature of neuroplasticity. So the brain and the body sometimes will be tired, but not necessarily in a bad way, but in a way that demonstrates, okay, my brain's a muscle, it's learning new techniques and it's starting to think differently about different things, and I'm starting to feel differently, and I feel a little bit more steady and balanced. So your nervous system has to come on board with you as you move through these processes. So we know that intention setting and the sankalpa is a really powerful tool that is used in yogic spiritual practices, but also in professionalism and in the sciences and in entrepreneurship. And you won't meet a successful person in most areas of their life or all areas of their life that is truly living a fulfilled, inspired life that doesn't have daily set intentions. And please go and do your own research and ask some questions around that. But all of the people that I've worked with and all of my coaches and my support systems, they are very clear on their intention and how they are going about their life and their business and their spiritual elements and how they want to grow and elevate. So I highly recommend that if there's one thing you take from today's podcast, and I have threaded it through our other episodes, is maybe start setting intentions. And it could be so simple as today I'm going to speak a little bit with a quieter voice. Maybe I'm going to listen more. My intention is to gain insights and more awareness through listening. It doesn't have to be some grandiose, complex challenge. And it might even be, in this moment, I'm going to be more present. In this moment, I'm going to smell the air, taste my food, listen to the sound of the waves crashing on the ocean. Once we've laid the foundations and we've gotten clear on setting intentions, extending these intentions to relationships with community, work, and intimate relationships, this beautiful shift of focus moves from your own personal growth and your own personal intention settings so that you can show up better for yourself to collective well-being and conscious engagement. And intentions in any of these areas may involve fostering harmony, collaborations, understanding, and positive impact. And an example of an intention for community would be, I actively contribute to the well-being and growth of my community through my actions and work. When it becomes bigger than you, there is so much freedom and joy when you know that you are impacting, you are creating change and transformation within a broader context of your life. It's so powerful, and that's where diamonds come from. And all your shadows, all of the challenges, all of the efforts that you've put into getting up 101 times when you've fallen down, and you just keep getting up and you keep setting these intentions, and then you start to branch it out into community, into intimacy, into the workplace, everything starts to connect and you start to see the universal web. And I will use a metaphor to sort of finish off this episode. When we set intention or we're manifesting, how I like to explain it is, think of yourself as a guitar chord, and we have these beautiful notes, and every time you strum the guitar note, it plays a beautiful sound, and that guitar chord or the string vibrates, and it's very small, so you don't see it. You can feel it with your fingers, but you don't see it with your eye. So when the chord is off, or you're not setting good intention, or you're not playing the chord tuned or attuned, it makes a scratchy or a funny sound. It doesn't play a song. However, when you tune in to the frequency of that chord and you play this harmonious series of notes, it plays a beautiful song. And that is what tuning in and becoming attuned to your own internal and listening to your own internal song and setting the intentions to play that song in life is when the universe listens. So when you play this beautiful guitar, you watch the guitar chord or the antenna band out and play, and everybody in the room and people can hear it, and they find joy in this beautiful presence of that song that you're playing. So please go and set some intentions. Think about how you want to show up. Think about what you don't anymore stand for, what you no longer stand for. And I think I'm going to leave you with that. One last thing though, I'm going to give you a little bit more about how you could set an intention. I'll leave you with this one, I promise. When you go into the workplace, and you don't need to shout at the rooftops that you have a specific belief system or an identity or a way of seeing the world. This is what I love about intentions and manifesting. No one needs to know. It's not anyone's business. It's something that's very close to your heart that you keep deep within, and that's embodiment, is you let it thread into the tapestry of your being. But you could start out with, I bring my wisdoms, and it could be spiritual. I bring my spiritual wisdoms, or it could be, I bring my scientific wisdoms. I bring my intellect. I bring joy into my work, and through that, I inspire and uplift others while fulfilling my professional responsibilities. So have a play. Let me know how you go. Until next time, you know the drill. Stay on the journey. Stay focused. Keep delving deep into self. Stay batshit crazy. And I will see you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us on The Embodied Spirit Uncensored. Today's journey may have ended, but your personal transformation has only just begun. So keep channeling the insights and energies from our episode. And as you move forward, remember, this podcast is for those who are not just living, but are seeking to live profoundly. Continue to explore, expand and evolve with us. Make sure to follow this series, connect with us on Instagram at Nicole D'Alessandro Perth, or visit www.nicoledalessandro.com.au for more transformative content. You can also find me on Facebook at Nicole D'Alessandro. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and more importantly, stay batshit crazy as you embody and explore beyond your current realm of existence. I'll see you later for now, and remember, this journey to embodying your spirit is the most significant journey you'll ever undertake.